like I said, I have a very intimate relationship with the pain experience and healing. Like you had said, Paula, there's lots of people that come into our practice. There's lots of different kinds of discomforts that come in. And a lot of times we're sitting there asking ourselves, like, what am I even doing at the end of the day? It's like, am I even helping any of these people? They're coming to us. They're looking to us to have the answers. We don't have any answers, or the answers that we were told from some guru in some class. Well, that's not the answer. So both of us kind of leave frustrated, and you go and you take more and more courses. You keep looking for more answers. And ultimately it's just, a lot of us are really stressed. A lot of the students that I talk to, or a lot of clinicians that I talk to, not just in massage, but in physio and chiro also. There's a lot of stress. So hopefully, I know that I've used this book in my own practice on a daily basis, and it improves my competence and competence, because we've got lots of people coming to us in pain. They think that everything is broken. We're going to tell them that everything is awesome all the time. So in the book, we talk about mechanical properties. We talk about the sensory properties. For those of you that are here, I want you to think about ligaments as just different densities with specific functions. So your liver and your kidneys are different densities with specific functions. Ligaments, joint capsules, no different. Again, different densities, specific functions. Sometimes they're happy. Sometimes they're a little cranky. And this is how I want you to think about how a ligamentous injury occurs. It's basically just pulling some tissue away from a cotton ball. So again, how do they happen? They happen with a high frequency repetitive motion, or you get that fast stretch with the ankle sprains.
It looks horrifying.
I know, right? You're talking about the cat, right?
Yeah, totally. Oh,
yeah.
God, the cat.
The cat. Typically, we want to be living in the Goldilocks zone, where you break down some tissue, you eat really well, you give it some rest, and it builds back up again. But, you get your full contact elite level athletes, like your gardeners, that will go into the garden for 8 hours, 3 days in a row, and they can't understand why 6 weeks later they're still feeling injured. So we talk about that in the book also. Okay, so here's the 3 projects that I did. So we looked at neurological innervations, we looked at ligamentomuscular reflexes, and then we looked at the research that documented the pain referral patterns and how referred pain occurs in the body. So we all remember our dermatomes and our myotomes. So a dermatome is an area of skin that's innervated by a peripheral nerve that's then innervated by a dorsal root ganglion. Myotome is a muscle tissue or group of muscles that are innervated by a peripheral nerve and then dorsal root ganglion. But what about your joint capsules, ligamentous tissues? We know that when you sprain your ankle, the ankle hurts. Well, if it hurts, then it must be innervated. So I grabbed all the research, and so I'm now using the term arthrotomes. So we have dermatomes, myotomes, and arthrotomes. So the arthrotomes are the joint capsule ligamentous tissues that are mainly supplied by afferent nerve fibers from the dorsal root ganglions from any given spinal nerve. And we've got a complete compendium of the nerve root, the peripheral nerve, and any of the joint capsule ligamentous tissue that's been innervated for the whole human body. So that's axial and peripheral spine.
My God, that would have taken, I can't even imagine how long.
It's a long time. So now you can go to your patient, you can say, okay, well, you sprained your ankle, you sprained your, lateral fibulocalcaneal ligament. It's innervated by this peripheral nerve that's coming from this dorsal root ganglion. This dorsal root ganglion also innervates these other tissues. So there's potential for, some protective mechanisms that are happening there. And then I've got the neurological innervation images, all based on research. These aren't recreations of Netter. They are new images based on the description of the nerve path in the research. So that took a lot of time.
Unbelievable.
We've got the ligamentomuscular reflex. So again, there's a little bit of research in humans, but there's a lot more in veterinary medicine. So I didn't include it in the book, but I included how the ligamentomuscular reflex occurs.